Okay, this is important, and everyone needs to know about it before I go. You can get wine delivered directly to your door. Yeah, wine. Directly to your door. Thanks to Wink, that's WINC, for supporting Small Town Horror. Go to trywink.com/STH for a free bottle of wine with your order. That's TRYWINC.com/STH.
Every town has its stories, its secrets. What possible harm could come from sharing them? This is Small Town Horror.
My name is Ryan Jennings. Small Town Horror is a bi-weekly podcast documenting my return to Creighton, Minnesota, and my continuing search for answers. For more details, please listen to all previous episodes.
Please stop leaving. I'll tell you everything. You don't need to put those headphones on. It doesn't matter anyway. I left her.
Get me out. It's too tight. Please get me out. Please, I can't breathe.
Sarah, you're too far in. You need to start to back out.
I can't move. Oh my God, I can't move. Get me out. What the hell is that?
Stop yelling. It's those kids again. It's coming from back down the tunnel.
Get me the hell out of here.
I'm gonna grab you by the ankles, pull your shoulders in, try to relax.
Hurry. Please.
Sarah, you need to try and shimmy backwards.
Ryan, I can't move.
Wait. Sarah, I hear something.
What is it?
I think the elevator's coming back down.
Get me out of here. Ryan?
Sarah, just try to stay calm. I'll be right back.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? You're leaving me here, you son of a bitch! Get me out of here!
I'm sorry. I'll be sorry about leaving her there for the rest of my life. I know it was the right thing to do, but I can't stop thinking about what it must have felt like. To be left there like that. Darkness. Not being able to move. I know that pain. But it wasn't some stranger doing it to her. It was me. I don't remember how long I was walking. There's no way to tell. It was so hot. I was exhausted. My heart had been pounding. Hours. I had to stop more than a few times because I thought I was going to pass out. Every time I stopped or slowed down, I'd hear it again. Taunting me, tormenting me. By the time I got back to the split in the tunnels, I couldn't hear anything but my own breath. Sarah, not those kids, not the elevator. I had to keep my finger off the trigger of the gun. I probably would have shot at the first shadow that I saw or the first sound that I heard. But there was no sound. I just stopped and stood, listening. You know what's scarier than nothing? Nothing. The heat, the silence, the loneliness and guilt, claustrophobia and pain and fear, remorse, regret, and hate, all balled up into nothingness. I stood there and wanted to cry. And for a moment,
Say it.
for a moment, I wanted to turn that gun on myself. And then the laughter started. At first, I couldn't tell where it was coming from. Any sound in there felt like it was coming from all around me, moving. I backed up. The only thing I was sure of was that it wasn't coming from behind me. I had to protect Sarah. She was trapped. I left her there. I had to protect her.
Then what?
The sound kept getting louder, but I could tell it was coming from in front of me. I kept shining my light down the tunnel, down the barrel of the gun. Stop. I have a gun. Stop or I'll shoot, I swear to God. Then I saw him, and I said, everything went black. I dropped the gun and the flashlight. I fell to the ground. It was so loud that I thought I blew out my eardrums. I groped around in the darkness and scratching my hands on the rock. I don't know, maybe I thought I went blind. And then I realized my eyes were shut. The pain, the noise. I grabbed the flashlight and I pointed it to where he was. And he was still there, lying in a pool of blood. I couldn't make out what was left of his face. He had long hair and a ratty beard. It was all covered in blood. It was just filthy. I stood there staring at him, holding the flashlight on him, and I just started shaking. When I heard the elevator, I started to run back down the tunnel. Sarah! Sarah! It was too far. It didn't make sense.
Even when I finally had to stoop down, it was wrong. I got scared. After the gunshot, the world sort of slid at an angle. I was confused. I started to think I'd gone down the wrong tunnel. The panic, I got turned around. How is it possible for panic to keep piling up, to keep getting worse? The knot in my chest. I could barely breathe. When I finally saw her pack, I wanted to laugh and fall down, praise God, or whatever. Sarah, I'm so sorry I left. But there was... Sarah? Sarah! She was gone. The hole she went into, the one she was stuck in, it was empty. Sarah! It wasn't the wrong tunnel. Her pack was sitting right next to it, but the tunnel was empty. What do? What was I supposed to do? I stood there, just stooped over, shining my light into the hole, hoping to see something, yelling her name over and over. Sarah! I kept staring in that hole as if I'd missed something, and I heard it again.
Ryan, come back.
I looked into that hole, and I looked back behind me to wherever that sound was coming from. When I dropped my gun, I left it there. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I was out of shells. And I looked back in that hole, and it didn't look so tight anymore. Whether it was possible or not, it didn't make any difference. Whatever was down that hole behind me, I just couldn't. I know I'm bigger than Sarah, and if she got stuck, then I should too, but it didn't matter. I didn't want to see whatever it was, so I threw my pack into the tunnel as far as I could, and I climbed in. That part about things getting worse. At first, I tried reaching my hands up, like I was trying to dive into the tunnel, but I could tell right away I wouldn't fit. Like, it made my shoulders too wide. All I could do was sort of stuff my hands underneath me and slowly wiggle forward, head first. I tried to think about anything other than what was happening. Don't think about the heat, the sweat stinging my face. Don't think about getting stuck. Don't think about what was behind me. Don't think about the tunnel caving in.
When I felt something on my head, I wanted to scream. I didn't know if it was something reaching out for me or if the tunnel had gotten too small to fit through any further, but it took me a second to realize I'd run into my pack. Why the hell did I throw it in there? What good does that do? 18 years of my life. All that time being afraid. And when it came down to it, I couldn't think. I couldn't act. I couldn't be rational. I couldn't be anything. And I just kept moving forward. Suddenly, my face and my head felt cool, like I'd opened up a refrigerator. I heard the thump of the pack and I realized I was coming out the other side of the tunnel. It only took a little more wiggling before I fell face first onto the ground. I did my best to tuck and protect myself, but my hands were under me and I scraped up my face pretty bad as I fell. My skin felt cold and hot, and I didn't bother to check for blood. I just grabbed my pack and pulled out the flashlight, and I looked back in the tunnel and I shined the light down it. Maybe I should have stood there a little longer. The light made shadows move on the other side of the hole. I should have looked closer at the hole. How'd I gotten through there? Sarah got stuck. I should have looked closer. I reached down and I grabbed my pack and I started down the tunnel. Didn't have a map, Sarah did, for all that mattered. And Sarah was gone. I just knew I had to keep going. Forward, away from whatever was behind me, just run. I can run. I know how to run. Keep going forward. I just didn't know where that was going to take me. Ah! Sarah! Oh my God, I thought...
You left me, you son of a bitch.
We stood there in the darkness, holding each other, and crying. Just crying. You can't break me, you know. If that's what this is about, can't you tell that I'm already broken? I have nothing more to give. I don't know what you want from me, but just ask it. Get it over with.
I don't need to break you.
Hello?
Sarah?
Ryan. Where are you? I can't.
Sarah! Let her go. Please just let her go. Let her go. You've got me. Let her go.
When you hear it.
Yeah, I hear it, okay? I hear the laughter. I hear it all the time. I can't stop hearing it. Let us go. Let us go. I don't know anything about wine. thanks to trywink.com/STH, I don't have to. Wink's taken the pretense out of wine and just made it easy to go get great wine without the hassle of even going to the liquor store, let alone admitting that you don't know anything about wine in the first place. The experts at Wink will walk you through it all, according to your specific tastes. Hey, I eat coffee pot ramen, and they even help me pair it with a Riesling. And it's seriously amazing. And the bottles start at just $13 each. I can even send it as gifts for friends. And I don't get out much, so the delivery part helps. If you're over 21, go to trywink.com/STH. trywinc.com/STH. Take their 20-second flavor profile quiz and you receive $20 credit and free shipping on 4 bottles of wine for your first order. Real experts delivering wine to your door. Check them out at trywinc.com/STH. trywinc.com/STH. What more does a guy living in a motel need? Okay, some answers about those sounds in the walls might help too.
My search for answers is possible thanks to the listeners. To learn more about how you can donate to this podcast, please visit patreon.com/smalltownhorror.